Well, hello everyone.
Hey, what's up? Hi.
Oh wow, okay. So I have to get off of the. I've let me turn off the. I just did the radio bit apparently. So there we go. Like they say, turn down the volume. All right, so I'm Bob Loper. Believe it or not, I'm going to be the GM of this season. For better or for worse. And I have 6 players here with me who are going to go through my happy funhouse of horrors. So let's go through and have people introduce themselves and maybe talk about their character a little bit. So we'll start clockwise from me, and to me that's Gertrude.
Hi, I'm Jen. I played Gertrude last season and am playing Gertrude again this season. You might know me better by the real star of the show, which is Darcy the Van. And I've come to accept this. I've run the Geek Forge, and we have some super cool Darcy patches that were designed by my next door neighbor player over here. And they are super cute. And we also have a special release for June for Pride Month that we have Rainbow and Pride Anarchy patches and stickers. And 15% of those proceeds go to a charity here in Atlanta for LGBT plus youth who are homeless and at risk. So that's a little bit about me. Gertrude, I drive the van, I have the snacks, and I patch you up when you're sick, and sometimes there may be an accident with a motorcycle and my shotgun. But it's always their fault because they didn't wear a helmet.
Yes, shotguns and helmets. Yeah,
and there's already been much anticipation of the snacks.
Yes.
Who doesn't? What adventure doesn't have snacks? Like, if you don't have snacks, is it really an adventure?
No.
All right, so we'll work our way clockwise around the stream to Amber.
Hi, I'm Amber. I'm Jen's friend, and I'm super glad to be here. I play KO. She's a Mystic Adept, and I'm ready to kick butt.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, is that me next?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm going clockwise around as we look at the window.
Cool. I'm Derica. You may have seen me on some other things, especially if you watch the Streamathon, and especially if you watch on Sunday or Saturday mornings. It's fine. I know what I do. And this is my first time playing a campaign for Shadowrun, so I'm really excited. It's interesting being the newbie of the group, but I'm excited to jump in and do that. I'm so new that I'm not sure if I should give you my character's real name or her fake name. So I'll give you both.
What does your character want to be called initially?
Let's
go with that.
Probably because of what Thomas said before stream. I'm gonna go with Luna. Luna Carter is my name. I'm excited to play. I'm super excited for our next friend who's down there.
I'm the Kinder Mage, and you still can't see my face because that's the way it should be, apparently. And I'm playing Miguel Garza, who's playing Billy Berserker, who thinks that he's Neil the Orc Barbarian, hence the Orc Barbarian outfit.
Awesome.
Cool. So when we first meet you, you're going to be which one? Billy Berserker?
Billy Berserker, who's going to announce himself as Neil the Orc Barbarian, but quickly figure out that he's relapsed back into his old ways, and he's not actually Neil the Orc Barbarian, but Billy.
All right.
And then I take it. Then I'm up. Hey, it's me. I was Satchel last time. I'm no longer Satchel. Satchel has hit the road, probably doing something satchely. But now I play Allerden, the ogre priest, and yeah, he's here to exorcise demons and be all priestly and such. And that's it.
All right.
A little bit different from Chris.
Just a little bit. Just a tad.
All right, I guess that means that's my turn. Hi, everybody. I'm James. You may recognize me from the L5R show. I represent Riot House Entertainment. We're kind of cool. I will be playing a character who calls himself White Claw because that's one of his favorite drinks. It was either that or Four Loko. We haven't decided which. But the main rule he follows is ain't no laws while you drinking claws. And he's an explosives expert / gun guy / troublemaker, chaos bringer. You know, just all in all fun guy.
So he's the uncle. He's the fun uncle. Is that what you're saying?
He's the fun uncle with like a finger missing because he blew it off with an M80 whenever he's like 13.
Okay.
He's since learned to throw them first.
Awesome.
Yes, Cottlesworth, he is officially the worst.
All right. And I guess the task of playing every other character in Chicago falls to me.
Yes.
So you'll get to know each of them one by one. I also wrote a couple of the later missions you'll play in this season, so it's all my fault.
Ooh.
Ooh. Why am I just extra scared?
So this is our session 0. So we're fresh off the streets, and some of us have characters in Roll20. I don't know if we all have characters in Roll20 just yet, but we will work on that. And in the meantime, you can always, in Roll20, you can do /roll XD6 greater than 5. So that's one of the first things that comes up in your chat window when you roll up Roll20. And when you do that, it'll roll XD6 in the Shadowrun style. That is 5s and 6s are successes. Everything else is failures. And if you roll more than half your dice pool as 1s, then that's what's called a glitch. If you additionally rolled 0 successes, I like those because those are critical glitches.
Like, I hate how much he's smiling as he's explaining this. He's like, I like those because they're critical glitches. And he's got the hand. Oh, dude, we're in for it. We go die.
What a devious man.
Yes. So I guess we can go ahead and get into it. This is going to be, as I said, the session 0. This is essentially going to be the talk about your characters episode. And so we'll start off with the character everyone knows so far, if you watched Season 5. And if you didn't, why haven't you?
Yeah.
Because Season 5, as we're now finding, is the story of Gertrude. And Darcy.
Can't forget Darcy.
And so we'll say it's been a few weeks since your last adventure in Season 5. Why don't you describe what you have been doing?
Okay. Yeah, so Gertrude would have been, well, there was a big repair to Darcy because somebody drove over some planters or something. There was some sort of major damage to the back of the van. I'm sure it was fine and definitely not intentional.
Darcy was injured.
Without a license. Yes, Darcy was injured. It was very sad. And
Satchel
you know.
was upset about that.
So spent some time repairing Darcy, spent some time with Goober, and was able to learn how to pilot boats for the first time. And other water-going vessels. So she now has the trifecta of driving, which is planes, cars, and boats. Maybe they'll let me drive a train someday. We'll see. Otherwise, she's spending time in and around her neighborhood, patching people up as they stop by, hanging out some in I've forgotten the name of the town with the part of town with the lady gang.
The Zone and the Desolation Angels.
Yes, the
Desolation
Angels.
Angels. Yes, thank you. Hanging out with them, seeing if they need any sort of medical care as well. Just sort of bouncing between those two places is the majority of her time.
And they have definitely needed medical care now and again. As far as settlements go in the containment zone, it's a fairly large one. That is spanning multiple buildings with dozens of people. And all of them at some time or other get some sort of a minor injury, scrape, bruise, bullet wound, what have you. So between healing Darcy and healing the Angels, you're kept busy.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So now I see from the chat that Etienne is still doing what Etienne does. He's fixing TVs and sinks and things. And we are down a Nico, and we're down a Satchel. And Chris has said that Satchel just sort of wandered off into the sunset. Is that what happened?
He is looking for. He's now wandering, looking for Bag, wherever Bag is. I guess he now has the confidence, being I guess one of the premier swordsmen in into the Chicagoland area, to set out on his own, and then never to be heard from again.
So Nico went off to find Kaida. I'm reading from chat. All right, so I guess that catches us up with the season 5 cast. So let's go round the room, as it were, and we've had an introduction for characters. Let's go around and see why KO is in Chicago.
KO, she is a first-generation UCAS citizen. Her parents immigrated from Fujian in China. Well, I guess it's not really China now. They live in Chicago's Chinatown area, and her parents were an apothecary. And so that's why she's there. She just grew up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go around to Luna. What is Luna doing here?
Yeah, Luna also grew up here. Luna had a pretty normal childhood until her parents died, and she ended up as a young kid on the streets, and really became kind of the kind of this street kid that stayed out of trouble, was lucky enough to have kind of lay people that cared a lot for her, particularly elderly Joseph Vargas and his wife have run a store, kind of be like your kind of neighborhood store, and they provided her for things that she needed. She really reminded Joseph of his daughter, who died at a similar age that Luna showed up at. Luna's now 25 and is has some experience being a street kid, sorry, a street samurai, Shadowrunner, growing up, worked for some people in that, and is the face. I'm not sure if that's an actual job or a party role. But yeah, is working on being a pretty notorious or not notorious face.
All right. So face is on a Shadowrun team. It's both a job and a role.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of the catch-all for the person with the face, with the voice to make things happen.
Yeah, I think she's really good at it. She also, sorry, these are the fun things about her. She is completely computer illiterate, which I thought was very funny. And she also has poor self-control in the fact that she has a compulsion that if something reminds her of a song, she needs to sing the song, or the like part of the song that sticks out to her, which, as the face, could be kind of dangerous. And so yeah, we'll see how that.
You're known for getting songs stuck in your head.
Yeah. Yeah. Love.
Does she know spell?
Sorry?
Does she know spell?
We'll see. We shall see. She also has an interest in like YA books, because that's what she like kept borrowing from the book collection of Joseph's Kids. From she would show up to different places in the neighborhood, like the shoe shop and things like that, and people would always have their favorite like young adult books, and she just read them all up. So she's got a vast knowledge of a lot of like young adult kind of fiction. And that is Luna.
All right. So that brings us to Billy Berserker. Yes, Billy Berserker, who is Billy shooting in Chicago at this point? Yeah, it's a kind of a loaded question. Shooting.
He's got a bow. He can shoot. But yeah, he's recording the Billy Berserker show.
The Billy Berserker show. All right.
It's either going to be a show or a movie. It depends on the deal that we get with the big corporation that's going to buy out the series or the movie. Not quite sure, but we just got to get as much footage as possible.
6 seasons in a movie.
Well, it's kind of like based on Rem Alternis. We'd like it to be a series, but if there's a Shadowrun movie that's made, the funny thing is this character concept actually came about before I knew about Rem Alternis. But yeah, he's shooting a movie, and he's got been told not to talk about people that are off screen because that's harder to edit. So we gotta be careful that we don't put too much work on the editing because we want to spend more money on special effects.
Oh. So you want more action and less reality show?
Well, that hasn't been discussed yet because Billy has been told that he has to wear the mask all the time. And originally, he was told that he was Neil the Orc Barbarian, but then in the first episode that he was shooting, people were actually shooting at him, and Miguel's girlfriend said, "This doesn't sound like a fantasy adventure if people are shooting at you." And that kind of it finally sank in that, hey, wait, I'm not really not really Neil the Orc Barbarian. What role am I playing? And that's when the cameraman said that it was actually Billy Berserker is the main character, and he's experienced BTL burnout that made him think that he was Neil the Orc Barbarian at times, but he's actually Billy Berserker, and that's the role that Miguel Garza is, Billy Berserker. So gotta be Billy all the time on camera. You guys don't mind being recorded, sir.
All right.
Or maybe not so surreptitiously because on stream. So
That's going to be interesting. Yes, you're more right than you know, Sarah. There's a whole season of Billy before this season. We'll go back to that next season. That'll be the prequel season. Just so our timeline can get all jumbled up. All right, so that brings us to Allerden. You're muted.
Okay, let's start this again. Yeah. All right. Allerden is an ogre priest. He's been sent to Chicago by the Sylvestrian Church to see about some weird happenings going on in the greater Chicagoland area. Being that he's an ogre, he can eat just about anything. He tries very hard not to be gluttonous about it, but like, hey, it is what it is. Snacks are snacks, and who is he not to partake in the kindness of strangers, right? And he uses the Bible and different fetishes to get different magical effects, and he has a couple of spirits that the church commissions for him to use, or angels, and I can't wait to use these because that sounds like it's going to be fun. Because and to prepare for this, I just binge watched all of the Robert Landon movies about the church, and me and Tom Hanks got real familiar over the weekend. Watched Angels and Demons and Inferno, and then we watched Da Vinci Code and all that jazz. So I was like, okay, all right, this is how this Illuminati church stuff works. Okay.
So the Sylvestrians, or the Order of Saint Sylvester, are the official Roman Catholic Church arm of mages.
And so I forgot to tell you what he actually does besides being a priest. He's a mystic adept. So he does magic-y, swordy things. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. I was like, oh yeah.
Yep. Oh no.
Go for it.
So when magic came back to the world, that's what happened with people who could do magic in the church. They got shoved into this order. Also, they are the exorcists of the church. Yes. So if you're familiar with the banishing skill in Shadowrun, that's basically exorcism. There's
so
actually
not the pea soup exorcist.
You hope not.
Oh, Christ!
So there's a banishing skill that you use to try to drive spirits away. There's an exorcism meta magic that is an improved version of it. Let's see. So that will bring us to White Claw. How does White Claw find himself in Chicago?
Muted. You're muted, my friend.
We can't hear you.
How about now? So, White Claw is the type of person who you would call a roamer, traveler. He moves from place to place. He finds himself in Chicago because the CZ offers many opportunities for destruction, explosions, that sort of thing. He also takes any kind of job where people need a heavy because, well, it gives him more experience, and I mean, I guess the money doesn't hurt either. Yeah, he's just kind of a freelance guy, to be honest.
All right. Well, unfortunately, Chicago is kind of pre-destroyed.
Yeah.
That just means
That's
nobody
why
will notice.
Exactly. That's why no one notices when another building falls. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. See, did I miss anyone for introductions and why you are here? I think I got everybody. All right. So let's begin back with Allerden. So you say you are here from the church to scout out weird happenings.
Yes.
And yes, you have heard of some weird happenings going on. Well, besides the 100-pound elephant in the room, or 1,000-pound elephant in the room, or 10,000-pound elephant in the room, that is Bug City. You've heard some. There's some whisperings in the church of evil spirits going on in Chicago. While at the same time, the Roman Catholic Church would really like to begin reclaiming church grounds and reopening churches in the Chicago containment zone, as part of what you're hearing bandied about as Project Takeback.
We're gonna take back Chicago, everybody.
Yeah, so the political leadership have decided they want to reattract all this sort of corporate money to Chicago, and so they're trying to get they've made this Project Takeback as sort of your sort of newspaper banner way of advertising that we're going to take back Chicago from the destructions that the bugs brought upon us. And in the meantime, basically, the basic gist is if a corporation can prove that they owned a piece of land, they can just come back in and take it. The church is trying to play into that as well. They're trying to reclaim church property that was abandoned or maybe destroyed during the Bug City incident back in the 50s. And as such, they're sending a couple of other priests to meet up with you, and they want you to scout out some places to deliver supplies. So the church would like to have some sort of they don't want to just come in and take the land. They want to come in and at least extend the olive branch, as it were. They want to extend, hey, if we're going to reopen the church, we want to help the local community. And so they're going to have a couple of priests come that you're to meet, and you're being asked to hire some Shadowrunners, some of the local talent. They don't call them Shadowrunners; they call them the local talent, to make sure that these gifts get somewhere appropriate. So they're sending these priests with essentially food and basic supplies.
I just want to say, I think it's kind of ironic that they send the ogre with the truck full of snacks. They're like, yeah, make sure that these get to where they need to be.
Why are these all eaten?
I know, right? Yeah. All right, cool beans. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
And so you've heard of a Shadowrun team in particular that seems to actually care about the area around them. And you've heard their leader is called Darcy.
All right. So I'm off to look for this Darcy,
This Darcy character.
this wandering saint of the Lower East Side or whatever, wherever she roams.
We'll call it that. We'll say that's what you were told. That Darcy is this wandering. They don't want to use the word saint, but that's the sort of reference they're giving this wandering servant of the Lower East Side.
Alrighty. Sauce. Dr. Self-Respect over here. Darcy main character confirmed.
All right.
I knew it was going to happen.
So Gertrude once again gets upstaged by Darcy.
That's okay. Darcy really deserves it. She's worked hard.
She has.
So let's go ahead and have you make a roll.
Yeah.
So we'll have both Gertrude and Allerden make an appropriate knowledge roll for Chicago.
All right. I've got Chicago Sprawl and Chicago Gangs as relevant to Chicago.
Go ahead and roll Chicago Sprawl, if you would, please.
Yeah. I should probably get rid of those wounds from this time.
Yeah, go ahead and get rid of your wounds and re-roll. Yeah, you should be. It's been a few weeks, so you are fully healed.
I got excited.
Still one. Awesome. And Allerden, what do you have? Is Allerden still around?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying. I don't know shit about Chicago, so do I just default to skill, right?
Yeah, go ahead and make a default intuition roll.
Default to skill. Oh, cancel that. Intuition. Limit is what? Mental?
Yeah, limit is mental.
Default.
Okay. All right, so Allerden, you have heard of a few people wandering about Chicago. In fact, there is in addition to hearing that Darcy is at a local gang hideout, you've heard that gang seems to actually care about the area around them. And you also have heard of this character. Let's see, who do I want to? You've heard of a couple of other people who live in the area who may be looking for work. And they are, as the church would have told you, local talent. And they go by the names KO and Luna.
KO and Luna. And they're in a gang hideout where this.
So they are not. So they are not in the gang hideouts. They are at their respective homes or shops.
Okay. Darcy's in the gang hideout, but yes, I've heard of
Darcy's in the gang hideout. And Gertrude, you've heard through the grapevine that there is an ogre who is looking for Darcy.
And she, if I remember correctly, Gertrude also lives amongst like a bunch of ogres, and I'm not ogres, orcs and trolls, and what do you call that community again?
Yeah, she lives up on the
It wasn't the Horde, was it?
Yeah, it was the Horde. Yeah,
The Horde? Oh, okay.
It's the Horde. Yeah.
All right, please. Oh, my bad. Continue. I was just trying to keep track of that.
My mistake. So that's where you have heard that Darcy is at the Horde.
In the Horde. Okay. All righty. Hold on.
All right. Let's see. And that brings us to Billy Berserker. So you have heard, or your sort of cameraman tells you in your earpiece that there are going to be some great scenes that they can film for your upcoming Tridio release, involving this wanderer called Whiteclaw, and there are some priests coming to town. That certainly there's going to be some sort of angels and demons fight, and of course Billy Berserker cannot miss a fight.
Definitely got to fight.
So you've heard only that Whiteclaw is a wanderer, but you've heard of a safe house that he has frequented once or twice.
Well, I mean, once they see, Billy Berserker hanging out in the neighborhood, everybody's going to come and want to talk to me, right?
Yeah, go get him.
Getting there. I'll just go hang out at on the block. I mean, how can you miss this guy, right? He'll take me and he'll start asking. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, once he sees you, Billy, he's going to come asking for you. You cannot be missed, and that's the way we like it.
I'll probably be
larger than life.
I'll probably be searching for him on my data pad. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm gonna do some matrix searching.
Okay. So your production assistant, we'll call your agent, begins doing a matrix data search. And I believe that's 12 dice. I think you may even have that on your character sheet, but if not, I believe it's 12 dice. Four successes, very nice. So your production assistant, as it were, comes back to you and says, "Oh yeah, he's there now. This will be an epic meeting with you, boss."
Go up and just knock on the door.
Yeah, you just got to go up and knock on the door.
Hey, anybody's home?
So Whiteclaw, it's sort of a little too early in the day for you.
All right, so it's like 1 p.m.
Yeah, we'll say 1 p.m. So less morning and more afternoon.
Yeah, early in the day.
Yeah.
So I hear a knock on my door.
It's less a knock and more of a pounding.
Come back when you have warrant.
I don't know Warren.
What? Hey, get up. walk over to the door. Who is it?
It's Billy Berserker. I mean, I'm Neil the Orc Barbarian, and we're here for an adventure.
Yeah, so as you sort of slide open the peephole, yeah, you recognize him from the trids. This looks a lot like Neil the Orc Barbarian.
I'm gonna open up.
Or a fair cosplay thereof.
I'm gonna open the door slowly, and you see Whiteclaw. He is there, dressed in pants with no shirt. You see burn marks all over his chest, and in his right pocket you see a stick of dynamite. It's just sitting there. Probably shouldn't be, but it is. So is this what is called? It has Kusher punked. Is this punked? Am I being punked? Is that what this is? Like I looks around, looking for cameras.
Oh, we got to go on an adventure. There's people to rescue and dragons to slay and people to punch. That's what I was told.
So you want to blow up dragon? Okay, I'm in. Give me a minute. Close the door. Packs up his stuff. Comes out with just like a torso-sized duffel bag on his back. All right, Neil. Where are we going?
Let me check my map.
All right.
Yeah, boss. The priests are coming in. There's this ogre priest who's headed for the horde now.
Oh, I know exactly where the horde is. Okay, you wouldn't happen to have our, would you?
What did he say?
You wouldn't have a car, would you?
They typically don't let my kind in the transportation vehicles. I usually rely on other people for that. How far are we going? We can walk it. Chicago's not that big.
Maybe I can call. Yeah, I'll call a friend. Let's just start walking.
All right. So Whiteclaw and Billy Berserker start walking. Meanwhile,
who would trust an East European with a car? Come on.
Let's see. We'll leave it to Allerden, which lead he goes to first.
Allerden talks to one of the priests and is like, I think we should head over to the horde. And
so the priests are coming in later today. They're not here yet.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to take the snacks down to the horde because it seems like that's the simplest way is to feed the masses of the horde, right? And of course, this Darcy would come to see the good works that I'm performing, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'll do. I'll take a big ass bag of snacks and head on down to the horde.
All right, and we'll say on the way, probably the closest along the way will be Luna.
Alrighty.
Just for simplicity's sake, we'll say going in a straight line. There are a couple of detours, but pretty much you can meet Luna and KO just as you're getting ready to go to the horde.
All right. So as I'm walking with my sandals on my pilgrimage, I walk down the street and I look to my left, look to my right, and I see this sign that just seems to say like Luna this way, and I follow it. And yeah, what is Luna doing? As I happen to come upon her. Oh, did she freeze?
No, I'm not frozen. Am I frozen?
Your page.
Your video seems to be frozen.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, is that better?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, cool. So Luna is sitting at the steps of this grocery store, reading a book, just kind of absentmindedly, kind of twirling her like curly hair.
Hello. Good evening. What time of day is it? No, late afternoon or something?
We'll say it's early afternoon.
Early afternoon. Well, how are you doing this fine morning? Alden says as he's got this big ass fucking burlap sack.
Me?
Yes, you.
Yeah. I'm doing well, Your Honor. How are you?
Oh, Alden, please, Your Honor, no. So you say you look like you're doing fine, right? And he like puts a hand down on her shoulder, like not like creepily, but kind of like, hey, you say you're doing fine, right?
Yeah. Can I help you? She
Actually, you
like
can.
politely but firmly pulls away.
My apologies. Actually, yes, you can. You're not necessarily helping me. We're gonna go help the horde. You down?
For helping the horde.
The horde.
Okay. I mean, I really had a cool day planned of finishing this book. It can wait. Let me just run in and let Joseph know I'm leaving. Tio Joey. I'm heading out. I'll see you later.
All right, watch your 6.
Will do. Just like you taught me. And I run out.
Oh, cool beans. I mean, they're welcome to come too.
No. Those days are long behind him. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, Tia Vargas though, she could give you a run for her money, but then what would Tio Joey have to do? Nothing. He'd be lost without her. But yeah, we're going to the horde?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got like a bike or a wagon?
Are we not walking?
Walking's completely okay. Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, lead
This
the way.
way, right? I was actually, I just know how to get here. I literally followed a sign to get to you. Like, do you know how to get to the horde from here?
Luna points in the opposite direction that he was pointing in. I believe it's that way, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. See, yeah. Tell me all about the. Yeah. So tell me about yourself, Luna. As we, he kind of like straightens himself up, and he's kind of like, walking in the right direction now.
Yeah. Luna just starts in great detail explaining the plot of her book.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you get to about chapter 4 when Allerton, you realize that your next stop on the way is right in front of you. You see a sign that says "Long Life Apothecary."
Oh, a place to heal the sick. We got food, friendship, and medicine. The trifecta, I guess. Yeah.
And we have a new person chanting TPK. So.
Awesome. So he goes up and it's a shop, right? So he just goes in.
Yeah. So there's a shop downstairs, and there's like a stair, like a set of outside steps going up to what looks to be like an apartment.
So he goes down into the shop portion first because he doesn't want to be rude and just barge into someone's home. So.
All right. So KO, you see a couple of characters roll up on you on your shop, and one of them is definitely out of place. He's an ogre. in the clothing of a priest.
Incredible. KO is sitting behind the counter, and she takes a look at you guys, and she squints, and then she turns around and goes, "Mom, did you sign me up for something again?" And her mom yells back something, unless you know Chinese. And there's some back and forth argument in Chinese right in front of you. Just doesn't care that you're there.
Mandarin.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I mean, Luna knows Mandarin. Derica does not. Just to be clear.
Yeah. Game Master, is that a roll?
Yeah, go ahead and make a Mandarin language check.
Oh, okay. I know exactly how to do that.
Okay, so if you have it on your character sheet, it should be a button in Roll20 on your character sheet.
Okay. I found language. How do I
And
just click Mandarin?
Yep. There you
That
go.
looks nice.
Very nice.
I like that.
That's a pretty good roll.
Tight. You hear her just arguing with an older lady, and she's like, "I can't believe you did this again. I'm sick and tired. Why don't you just let me just relax at home?" And you hear the voice from the back go, "I'm sick and tired of you just sitting around. I keep signing you up for these jobs, and you just like won't do anything else. You don't even like clean up your room. What are you doing? You're not working. You don't have a boyfriend. What's going on? Just take the job and get out of the store." And so KO turns back around and goes, "What's up?"
In Mandarin, Luna goes, "Honestly, I'd take the job just to get a break." If I were you, but I don't. I mean, that's none of my business. Hi, I'm Luna.
Hi, I'm KO.
Nice to meet you, KO. I'm Aladdin. This is Luna, and we're off to go find Darcy. Have you seen this magnificent person?
Never heard of her.
You shall. I hear that you have some proficiency in healing the sick. Do I hear that correctly?
She just points a thumb over her shoulder. That's my mom.
Oh, okay.
KO and Luna, if either of you have a Chicago area style knowledge skill, you can roll that.
Okay. Knowledge skill. Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Where's the... I just click on the skill, right?
Yeah. All right. Excuse me. So you have both heard of a Shadowrunner named Darcy, but Luna, the way you've heard it, Darcy's not a Shadowrunner. Darcy is an ambulance driven by a Shadowrunner named Gertrude.
Sorry, are you sure that you got the name right? Like, we're looking you're looking for Darcy?
Oh yes, the wandering servant of the Lower East Side.
I mean, that's one way to talk about her. Are you sure you're not looking for Gertrude?
I mean, is Gertrude a companion of Darcy? I mean, any friend of Darcy has got to be great, wandering around healing the sick and whatnot, right?
Lucy looks at KO and in Mandarin goes, "This will be fun."
KO looks right back. I can't wait.
And then so like Aladdin seeing them like speak in another language, it's kind of like he kind of like but like just lets it go.
Ko asks, how did you get here?
Oh, our feet, our good feet the Lord gave us.
We walk.
You look down and now he's wearing sandals.
Ko looks down at her watch. She sighs. And how much is this paying?
Oh, it pays in good fortune and in smiles of all the little orc troll children that we're gonna go feed and make sure that they're
Allerton, I think she meant money.
Oh, yeah, of course, you'll be well compensated. The church always takes care of the local talent.
Ko squints her eyes at him, looks over at Luna, and then turns around and goes, Mom, do you have any bus vouchers?
Is it really that far away?
She walks around to the back, and then she comes back with some bus vouchers and bus passes. And she goes, come on, let's go.
Wow, where'd you get those?
My mom, she saves them.
Man, lucky.
All right, go beans. Are they just like in like one of those cookie tins or something? Like in a drawer?
There's a giant clip on the refrigerator, and it's just a thick stack of bus passes.
Pizza coupons.
Yeah, it's covered in coupons in the refrigerator in the back.
All right, cool.
Love it.
All right, so what do you do then if you're not like a healer of the sick? As he like walks out of the apothecary shop, with healing ointments. And
I used to work in the professional sector, but now I just hang out at home.
Okay. Professional sector doing.
She looks at you and is about to say something, and then she just stops and shrugs and keeps going to get to the bus stop.
Okay. Good talk, KO. Good. All right. And then so he like looks to Luna and it's kind of like shrugs and then just kind of follows her to the bus stop.
All right. So yeah, you make it down to the bus stop. There's one down just to the next corner. You guys are sort of talking along the way. You launch Luna into Chapter 5.
Yeah, and okay, so we talked about all of these factions, right? So there's these factions, and like again, I already know which one I'd be, but you need to guess. Okay, all right.
Okay, so Hufflepuff.
No, that's a different book.
Oh, okay. Sith.
No. Okay. All right. This is gonna take longer than I thought. I'm
Is
just
there
gonna
like
go
a
back
quiz in the back of your book?
No. Hear me out. There's the world is divided up into factions based on like qualities, okay, of people, right? There's honest, and then there's like there's like knowledge, and they're like all these things. I recognize that it sounds like I'm talking about Harry Potter. I am not. I'm actually talking about the Divergent series. Yes, Cottlesworth knew.
So now we go over to Gertrude and Darcy. So you're at the Horde, working on Darcy. Yeah, today you're working on Darcy, getting those last few dents out, those last few scrapes off the axle from the running over the barricade.
Yeah, got to make sure the chameleon coating is touched up so that it works.
Yeah,
as
that's
intended.
important. Yeah, if it's not touched up, it doesn't work right.
But she
and
did hear this rumor that there was an ogre looking for Darcy, so she has her sword nearby in the garage.
Okay. So you see through. So is the garage open or closed?
It would be open while she was working on it because kids will stop by for water or snacks or.
Okay. So you see across the street, maybe down half a block or so, a large orc dressed in a horned helmet, wearing chainmail, along with a guy with a stick of dynamite sticking out of his pocket, and wearing a torso-sized duffel bag.
Also, I forgot to mention, he also has a very, very obvious cyber arm that looks very modded.
So obvious, is it chromed, or is it like just that weird sort of obvious?
It's not chrome. It's definitely, you can tell that it hasn't been polished at all.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute now.
But you can definitely tell it's old and worn, and
Okay.
there's probably been a few upgrades that he should have taken, but he never did.
So you see them walking down past the bus stop, just as the bus rolls up, and 3 more characters jump off the bus. One of those is an ogre.
So tell me more about this peaceful faction.
Yeah, everyone thinks that they're just kind of drab and boring, but I think they're actually really important to the core of the group. I don't know, the main characters all came from it. They're kind of altruistic, if you will.
Altruism. That sounds nice. I like that. Is it like walking around the side of the bus, lugging his thing, chatting with Luna about her book.
And you all, as the bus drives off, you see there's the horde, and there's a garage sort of off to the side where there's a troll working on. Is it actually now an ambulance, or is it?
It's a GMC Endurance,
so
it's the body style of an ambulance, but it doesn't have lights on top or anything like that.
Okay. So that's who you see.
Yeah, Luna points and goes, "There's Darcy."
And do I see Gertrude out and working on it? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh.
And you see sort of off to the side, there's a big honking sword.
Oh, okay. And then so he sees that she's like, there she is. She must be working on someone's ambulance. Like good server that she is. And then so he kind of starts walking over to Darcy, or actually both. They're at the same place at this moment.
Yeah, they're both in the garage.
So walking over.
So this ogre sort of locks eyes with you and sort of starts walking straight toward you, Gertrude.
So Gertrude is gonna wipe her hands off on a rag and set it off to the side, and then pick up the Nadachi and sort of try to casually sling it over her shoulder, and try to look intimidating, but her intimidation face is just sort of a scrunched up face. And so she leans against the door of her garage with the sword over her shoulder and watches as this large group of people are now approaching her who aren't neighbors.
Oh. And so he kind of looks around to see if anybody around him is doing anything threatening, because he's just walking up with snacks. And
yeah, he has a big bag just sort of tossed over his shoulder, and it's big and bulky. It's either a big box inside or many smaller boxes inside. It is definitely box shaped. And it looks like it should be in some other kind of container.
And like he turns to Luna and it's like, you guys aren't cross, are you? Or upset at each other, are you? I realize that he probably wouldn't say cross and use cross in that manner. Okay, and then so he pulls out a cross, and he's kind of like slowly, like not slowly, like ominously, but kind of like slows down his pace as he like gets closer to the edge of the garage, and then he kind of like slings his bag down and kind of opens it, and kind of like church food, like I'm just here to help.
So what
KO is sorry. KO is recording this.
Okay, perfect.
Getting ready to post it on the Matrix.
World Star.
So as he opens the big bag, what you see are a few dozen of these things. They're essentially survival kits. I think everybody can see those now.
Yeah.
It's basically so you've got this red bag. It's that sort of, it's wrapped in cardboard for no reason other than to put a brand on it. And the cardboard is totally disposable. The only thing important is the red bag and what's inside that. But you do recognize them as basic survival kits.
And then it was like, yeah, I was sent, by the church to help take back areas of, Chicago for the church, and I heard that there was a wandering servant of Darcy that likes to, help those in need and provide snacks.
Yeah, you could say that Darcy likes to help those in needs and also have snacks.
Are you not Darcy? Are you not Darcy? As he notices that she's either speaking about someone else or talking in the third person, and he's trying to figure this out right now.
Well, before I introduce you to Darcy, I have to ask, are you here to take Darcy away? Or are you here to ask for her permission for help? Because it's going to be a different conversation depending on what your answer is.
I'm not trying to take Darcy anywhere she doesn't want to go. It just seems that our goals happen to be aligned. I like helping the needy, and it seems like and then he like looks to Luna like, which one of these people?
Because I just want to say, Darcy is totally paid off, and I completely own her, and no one is coming to take her away from me.
You own Darcy? And then he's like, what is going on here?
So then Gertrude will set the sword off to the side, still within reach, but and then we'll open the back doors of the ambulance or the van and say, this is Darcy.
Like he's like looking to Luna. Like, you let me believe that Darcy was a person instead of a van the whole time.
First of all, she has feelings.
Listen, when you step to Darcy, you gotta come correct.
I zoom in on his face as he's going through all these emotions.
Okay,
this was almost payment enough.
I high five KO.
And then so after the initial shock wears off, he just kind of laughs at himself and at the situation, and just kind of like, okay, all right. So then, what might your name be then?
My name is Gertrude. You can also call me Gertie. And yes, Darcy is my van.
Okay. It seems as if I got a little bit of faulty information then. I mean, people are flawed. It's all good. But yes, I was sent to help recruit some help. Yeah, I was sent to find some help. Helping people in need, and I heard that you. Well, yeah, I heard that you would be a good person to contact and doing some stuff like that. And who are your friends here? As he sees this dude with dynamite hanging out of his pocket, kind of taking a step back or so.
They're not with you?
Hello, new friends!
Just the silent.
So, for reference, father. Hello. I'm White Claw. This is Neil.
Claw and
Neil, why are we here?
Well, because Darcy's got all the special effects in the van for the show.
I believe that Darcy is the van. So Gertrude would have the special effects inside of Darcy.
I don't know if Gertrude has. Does Nico still work here?
No, Nico never worked here. But he's out doing some other stuff right now.
What about Kaida?
Kaida also never worked here, and he's doing some other stuff right now.
Oh, well, we're still looking for an adventure and dragons to slay and people to help make some money.
Did you say money?
Did you say help people?
Did you say dragons?
Well, I don't
Did somebody say it's time for a drink? And White Claw pulls out a bottle.
It's like 1:30.
Yeah, it's not noon. I'm not an alcoholic. It's afternoon. Don't judge me, Padre. This is blood of Christ. Well, no, this is vodka. This is blood of Stalin or something. Shut up.
Okay, yeah, it's not for me to judge. Yeah.
So
it's kind of like.
If you would like to come inside to talk about whatever this weird thing is that you're talking about, we certainly can. Or if you want to just stand in the street and have all the kids come up and see what you're doing and maybe, take your things.
I mean, the stuff
kid
for them to take.
Your bag of stuff in there? Your emergency rations? Did you think we had a problem?
And like he is desperately looking around, so confused because he thought that this was the entire thing was just to come bring these things to the Horde to help people in need.
Hey Neil, I believe that the priest has what is expression? Egg on face.
Oh, okay.
Well,
thank you for bringing me to this. This is better than the dramas I would have watched.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not supposed to be a reality show, but it is. So it's a thing.
Totally. I understand.
In novels and movies, this is what they would call a meet cute. Anyway, I'm gonna go hop in Darcy if that's fine. I got a couple chapters left of this.
I'm already climbing in.
There is actual food snacks under the seats if y'all are not into eating emergency rations.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So Aladdin pulls out his comlink and like calls back to his priest contacts and find out exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
Okay, so the person you were told is arriving tomorrow is. I'll show this one to you as well. This is Antonia Sarducci, who is a priest in the order, and who is bringing a much larger shipment of similar supplies.
Okay.
And you were to meet her at O'Hare Airport tomorrow.
Okay. So he kind of like straightens up his robes after, kind of being laughed at all day. But he's kind of like, all right, we got it now. Okay. So he takes a step into dark sea, and he looks at Gertrude, and he says, apparently I'm supposed to meet up with someone tomorrow with a larger shipment of emergency rations. Do you know where O'Hare is?
Yeah, the airport, right?
Yes, that place.
Yeah, those of you with Chicago area knowledge don't even have to roll. You know where O'Hare Airport is.
I have literal zero Chicago knowledge. So yeah.
Where are you from? How did you get here?
Did you walk here?
Where are you going?
I don't even know.
You hear Luna go, "Where did you come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from, Cotton Eye?"
All right, straight up, I had no idea we're actually playing today at all. I literally thought we were just like, how do we know each other? Like, what our characters do? And then I was like, all right.
That's fine. This is sort of an extended version of that. We're not even anywhere near mission one.
It's great.
Luna
it's
and
great.
KO are best friends already, which I really like.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like I'm just stumbling over myself, kind of like I literally have no idea who this character is right yet. Like,
the perfect time to play. You're gonna find out who that character is.
Welcome everyone to the Icebreaker episode.
That's right.
I was about to say I've been learning White Claw as I go. So
Same.
Cool beans.
Oh yeah. I don't know what these gifts do, so you guys are gonna have to help me along the way. But thank you.
Beans.
So what is that? SR5, is it? Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Okay. So you can see there in chat. So Smackdown is you auto succeed with 4 net hits.
Very useful for hitting people.
It's pretty useful.
Solid. Thanks, buddy.
So,
yeah.
Father, yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So you wanted to meet Darcy, so let me introduce you to Darcy. We have seating in the back. There are 2 seats in the front. Over here is the Valkyrie module for folks who are really hurt. And I have some medical supplies and snacks. And I think I still have a couple Ares Predators floating around under seats. I haven't checked, but they were there a couple of weeks ago.
That's the legacy. That's Satchel's legacy. Whenever you reach under Darcy, there's a fucking pistol. All right, cool beans.
You know, for medical emergencies.
Yes, medical emergencies. Yes. Yeah. Hey, Bob. Exactly what am I doing here again?
So you're
like Project Take Back, right? I'm just here to help people.
Yeah,
right?
you're here to grease the wheels, essentially.
Okay. All right.
You're like about to hand out all this good stuff so that when the church comes back in to like take back everything, no one's upset.
God.
You're a bad guy. With good intentions.
Cool.
Mother, do you happen to have a comm link?
I do.
We should probably exchange phone numbers so that if you run into trouble, you can call me.
Sure.
Heroic.
But what kind of trouble do you think I'm going to run into out here? Like, I'm just over here trying to give people supplies.
In the words of the youth, how do they say? Drek be crazy out in these streets? You never know who's going to come around, blow up a mini mart, and you get caught in an explosion. I mean, these things happen.
And I say, I bet it's White Claw.
I'm gonna turn, look.
So do you plan to walk to the airport to meet your friend?
I plan to walk as far as I need to achieve our goals.
That was a weird way to say yes.
Are
Would
you
walk
like
500 miles?
And I would walk 500 more.
No, do not be the man who walk 1,000 miles just to end up at someone's door who doesn't even know you're coming. Like, it's rude.
Okay, fine. Okay, but yes, I was planning on walking. I don't have a car or a license. But look at this serendipity. Look at this. You happen to have a car with ample seating and snacks
And a license.
and a license.
And it's now you notice, Gertrude, that as is always the case, you're the only one with a functioning vehicle.
I mean, not completely. We could easily make it not functioning. Then we'd all be on the same boat. Or Tennis Shoe Express.
Don't worry, Theo's mom's got a bunch more bus passes.
There you go. Did you take the whole jar of them?
No, just what we needed.
The next mission is showing up to Mom's house to get all the bus passes.
Yeah, to be fair, Allerton really only walked from the bus stop to your door.
This is true. I took
500 miles? Is that what you're saying?
Not even 500 steps. 15 steps. 25 steps.
So Allerton, what did the church give you any stipend or anything? Are you just living off of the goodwill of people you might or might not run into?
Very good question, God.
You're like one of the poor brothers from the from like the Russia. You live as Christ lived, right? Is that your thing? These are and I slap Neil on the shoulder. These are very, very popular in the Russian Orthodox Church. Plus, it gets you out of being drafted.
So we'll say you were given an initial stipend of 3,000 new yen, and there was the promise of more arriving with Antonio Sarducci tomorrow.
Yes, of course. Our church took up a collection, and I have a little bit. We have some new yen available that I can pass out. He says, kind of like nervously, as he was realizing that he only has like 3,000 new yen, and it, like a bunch of Shadowrunners are about to shake him down. But yeah, I've been told that a colleague of mine is coming in tomorrow with more provisions and more provisions when she arrives tomorrow.
Cool. My mom just messaged me. She wants you to fill back up that bus pass.
I'm gonna get those bus passes replaced.
It's the equivalent of you better pay for gas.
Fair enough. The bus ride is on me. Where's the bus station? Where do I pick these up?
Oh, you order them online. You just gotta.
Yeah, I send him a link through comms. I assume he has left his like Bluetooth equivalent open for me to just get into.
Yeah.
So how careless are you with your wireless?
Oh, I operate on faith.
So pretty careless.
Yeah.
So in fact, that's how you got a picture of Antonio Sarducci. Is that he was not careful about securing his comms.
There you go.
So you have her comm code as well.
Oh no.
Father, you have so much faith in people. Let me see your comm link for a second. I turn on like the Windows firewall of the comm link. There, that will at least keep the honest people out.
Okay. Thank you, my son. Thank you.
Now it's asking you for a passcode.
The initial code is 1234. It automatically changes after you insert it.
What does it change into?
You pick the next code.
Oh,
Listen, I know you're tempted to do 0000. Don't do that.
okay.
I saw it in your face. Don't do it.
Also, don't do 1234. That's too easy.
Or
What is your
110.
favorite? What is your favorite Bible verse? Use the numerics of that.
Don't say it out loud.
I have officially decided that White Claw is a religious person, and he is going to protect this priest at all costs.
It's so cute.
He is a Russian Orthodox, and he does not like this very unworldly priest being out here by himself.
Yes.
Why do I always make scumbag characters that suddenly decide to get a conscience the second I start playing them?
You can be a Christian, but like a bad Christian. You know what I'm talking about?
And by helping the priest, it gets my karmatic scales balanced. Perfect. I now have a reason.
KO turns to Gertrude. As you can tell, this guy needs a lot of help, and I want to be able to go home, so I got to do this job. So, can you help us take around like all these like goods that the church has sent to pass out to the people?
We can absolutely go door to door delivering emergency rations. I mean, the Stuffer Shack is just right down the street, but absolutely.
So
maybe to like the more outskirty areas.
I hope I didn't offend you by bringing rations to you.
No, I'm very amused. It's sort of par for the course. So no, not offended at all. If you would like,
we're gonna continue to be amused by this one.
But we can definitely go to some other neighborhoods if you'd like. I don't know what the parameters of your mission are.
The parameters of my mission is just to help those in need. If you know of a place that needs help more than most, then that's obviously the place that we should go.
Luna holds up her empty bag and goes, I'm in need of more of these.
Definitely. We will always keep snacks stocked in Darcy. Don't worry about that.
I love this place.
KO would like to move to the other side of Darcy to sit next to Billy. And she goes, "Hey, I think I recognize you from the Trid. You're looking for content, right?" For 40 New Yen, I'll give you this video I took of this guy.
Well, I'm not the content manager, but 40 New Yen sounds like a pretty good deal. I'll take that.
Yeah. Here you go. And there's more where that comes from.
Oh, I think we're going to be great friends. You've got a good head for this kind of thing. I mean, right? I mean, you just got to kind of look at the world through a different angle of things work, right? It's great, but you know, you got the hang for. So, hey, you're looking for New Yen, right? You don't have a budget. It's mostly spec, but I kind of need a backup cameraman. Would you be willing to take the job?
How much are you paying?
When I say mostly spec, I mean it's all spec. It's all spec at this point. We're not sure what kind of deal we're gonna get. But it's based mostly on the great footage that you're gonna take for us.
I'll figure out how to get the money. I'll figure out how to get mine. All right, I'm in.
All right, cool. Okay, so we got Tech, got Gertrude and Darcy with special effects, and White Claw's gonna help out with special effects too. When we're just gonna have to make sure that he's away from us when we his special effects. And,
No, you have to be close, otherwise shot doesn't look good. How you make good action movie without the explosion being right here?
Good point. Yeah, that I like that. Okay.
I wouldn't know. I've never looked at one.
I already have the name for the episode. It's going to be Neil the Orc Barbarian Helps the Church.
Oh, it would make the church more visible and bring people to the church.
There we
it's
go.
A win-win for everybody.
You get more viewers. The church gets more parishioners. It's win-win for everybody.
Also known as Miss Father Allerton goes to Chicago.
So, Father, you wouldn't happen to have a wooden shield or something that's appropriate for the era, would you?
Would I have a wooden shield? No, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, we'll get you something, a garbage can lid or something, you know, because when the lead starts flying, we're gonna need something to protect you.
Luna yells out, "Man, the worst part of these books is the romance. Like, what? Like, I just want to, like, it's taking away from the story. I don't care what this 15-year-old kid feels right now."
I'm sorry, what was
I have a better book for you to read.
That's okay. I still have 2 more books after this one.
That's why I keep to military fiction. There's no fraternization in the ranks.
Okay. Maybe I'll add it to the list.
So let's do this. Everybody get into the van, and Father will get you up front since you have your bag of rations, and we'll hit the neighborhood, and then we'll start expanding around. You can drive around Chicago just so you can sort of get a feel for where you are. And there are a couple places. Now, these are just like regular people rations, right? This is not like HMVV rations or anything like that.
Very good question, young lady. And then so he opens up the rations and he's kind of like, "Yeah, you tell me exactly what kind of rations these are."
Well, I mean, when you're talking about communities in general, I assume that it's just for regular people.
That's how it's labeled when he opens the package.
Okay, yeah.
Regular people rations.
The normie rations. Yeah.
So to be fair, most things in Shadowrun are designed for humans.
Okay. Okay, so then yeah.
Yeah, so I would recommend 2 or 3 of these ration packs when you're here in the Ore Control neighborhood. We are a little bit larger than the average human, as you might have noticed.
Yeah.
And so, I like a really good hearty meal.
Oh,
So that's just something to consider. You may want to let your friends know who's coming. And so I will not take you over to where my ghoul friends are, since this will not be helpful to them.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think these rations are going to help the ghouls.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does the church feel about ghouls? Like, Chris is asking this as like an actual lore question, so I don't know that.
They tend to frown on it. A lot of churches tend to lump all of HMHVV into one bin, according to the lore of like vampires. I mean, a lot of this is drawn off of classical folklore, and so they sort of lump things like ghouls and vampires and banshee and all sort of all together. Some parts of the church have sort of lightened up, just like they lightened up with magic. But there are things that ghouls need that the church isn't always comfortable providing. But the whole human flesh aspect.
Okay. Gotcha.
That feels fair.
It does feel fair. But yeah. Okay, cool beans. All right, now we can go back into character now. I was like, you mentioned the ghouls. I was like, should I be all fire and flames about it? Or like...
Yeah, so to be fair, yeah, Gertrude is right.
Okay.
Ghouls would not necessarily draw any sustenance from these rations.
Okay. All right, so... Okay, maybe not quite as needy as them.
Okay. I wanted to know where we're sitting on the...
And in case it matters, the box that you opened up is actually a survival kit, as in Shadowrun 5. So it says there what's in it.
Okay.
I'll show that to you again. So it has all that stuff in it, that little bag. So in this case, in this case, instead of the pouches of drinking water, it's got a water purification unit.
Oh, these are very fancy. Yeah, I can drive you around to some spots where you can drop some stuff off.
Why, thank you. He says with a big smile, and he feels like, yeah, we're off to do some good today.
You know, I bet these would be great for holding snacks and keeping underneath the seats here in Darcy.
Oh yeah,
Well, she's already got pouches installed for snacks, but
You know, we need.
She doesn't need your opinions on how to improve Darcy.
I'm not saying improve Darcy, just have room for more snacks. That would be cool.
There's just piles and piles of wrappers all around.
This is wrappers and Rugers and Ares Predators and Band-Aids under all of these seats.
And as soon as you sort of put your hand back down, your hand instantly finds a big old bag of soy chips.
So Aladdin kind of like leans over. I'm in the front seat, right? He's kind of like, what flavor are those? He hears the soy chips in the background.
You hear the crinkle.
Yeah.
They're cheddar.
And then he gets all excited, but he kind of like holds it in a little bit, and he kind of like slowly reaches his hand back.
What's
like,
the dad move?
Yeah, like, he's like, hey, let me get some of this shit.
Luna rolls her eyes and pulls some in his hand.
Just Thank you.
That's so
Crunch,
funny.
crunch, crunch.
So Gertrude, this neighborhood we're going to, how safe is it?
It's fine for us to drive through and drop off relief things. I mean, my neighborhood's very safe because I live here. But as we get further out, I mean, don't go making new friends, maybe. But if things get really hairy, there is a gun port. Was that?
So standard assault rifle, or need LMG version, or grenade launcher?
I don't know if it can fit a grenade launcher because I don't think anyone has ever tried.
Where is port?
It is driver's side.
Whiteclaw will turn around and realize it's behind him. Is the gun port big enough for the barrel of a basically one of those like 6-chamber grenade launchers?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay,
so.
didn't think so.
We
I
are here
forget,
to feed the sick.
I forget offhand what the classification of the gun port sizes is, but this is basically meant for the barrel of a gun.
I kind of figured, but it's still one of those, like, he'll reach into the bag, pull out the Ares Antioch 2, and just go, won't fit. Puts it back in, pulls out the XM30, starts, like, putting on the different attachments for, like, the LMG conversion, like, puts it in there. All right, this works.
Okay.
Is there a port? What is hatch? Do you have hatch?
I do not currently have a hatch because there's a drone rack on top.
Ah, okay. So kick back door is open. Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And the side opens up, you know. Van.
Oh, it's
Because it
that
does
type.
van.
I was thinking it was like an ambulance with only doors in the back and then like the one side door.
Yeah, it's got back doors and also a side sliding door. Or I think
Oh,
they're like, maybe they're regular doors.
Dope. Then I take back my, you have to kick open the back doors.
All right. So you guys start driving around to distribute emergency rations. And with that, we will draw session 0 to a close. And I'll thank everybody for playing, everybody for watching. Thank you to Teslan for running tech.
We never would have made it
And
without you. Okay.
we'll hope to start up next week with session 1.
All right.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Hey, what's up?